Hi Vogue Australia, I'm Zoe Foster Blake and welcome to my book club. Choosing your favourite books is an impossible task, so I just went with a few that always come to mind when people say what book do you love or what do you recommend or what should I read next. The first one is the book that is pretty much everybody loves it. It made me laugh out loud first few pages. It's Fight Night by Miriam Toews. It's a really amazingly bonkers book, and from my nearly 80-year-old mother to teenagers, I can't see who wouldn't love this book. I used to have a rule when I was writing fiction that I wasn't allowed to read fiction because it would confuse me and inspire me in sometimes the wrong ways, like make me think that I should be doing this or that. I don't do that anymore. I now have come to the understanding that I don't maybe write the art that I consume, which is a biggie, because I can't write as well as these people. In a different sort of way, I'm a much more commercial writer perhaps, but I like to keep aspiring and reading incredible writers in all different fields to just expand my mind and keep me motivated, I think, to do better. This one it's bleak, it's grim. I don't mind a dark read. A lot of my friends say my reads are too dark, but it's this one, the Pulitzer for fiction. So it's not just my recommendation. A lot of people love this book, Demon Copperhead. It's basically a retelling of David Copperfield, a modern retelling, but sort of set in the opioid crisis. I couldn't wait to get to bed to read this one every night. So if you're not scared of a big read and some big feelings, then Demon Copperhead is brilliant. I will always default to comedy or tragic comedy. Whilst I love a big heartbreaking epic like A Little Life or something, I love something that keeps me moving through the narrative. If you can make me laugh in a book with that wit and that turn of phrase and those incredible character studies that make you go, I know exactly what kind of person that is. But you know what's sad as an author but also as a reader is that the blurbs and the reviews never really capture what the book is about. So as an author, to try and get your blurb to capture what the book is actually about for that reader is a really tricky thing to do. This I just devoured, Long Island Compromise. Taffy Brodesser-Akner is a sensational writer. I don't know if you've read Fleischman's in Trouble or seen the TV show, but wow. It's essentially about an incredibly wealthy family in the States around New York who go through a big trauma, kidnapping, and how that trauma affects 3 generations. It's pretty anxiety inducing. Some people can't finish it because it's a bit much, but I loved it and it makes me want to be a better writer. It's brilliant. Fiction takes you to other places and allows you to experience other worlds and other lived experiences. And so casting your net wide and reading things that perhaps wouldn't normally fall into your wheelhouse or your preferences is so important. And I try and encourage my children to read fiction from a very early age because I think it's expansive for your mind. And to read as much as you can about every age and stage of life, every country, every job that someone's holding down, every trauma, it really builds empathy, compassion, mindfulness, acceptance. The Bee Sting, I'm sure you've heard about and probably even read it. Paul Murray's big epic. It's a tragic comedy. It's set after the GFC in the late 90s, but it's basically about a family in Ireland in the Midlands. It's big, it's heavy, and it's amazing. I loved it. Still thinking about it. I have a weird thing where I don't really read through the day. It feels like naughty and idle. So I read before bed every single night. I kind of hate really good books because then I read way past my bedtime, but it's a naughty little pleasure. So yeah, I only read at night. That's what I do. Rebecca K. Riley's Greta and Valden. This is so bonkers, and again, it made me laugh straight away. It's so brilliantly modern. It's so fresh. It's a completely different voice. It's about 2 siblings in New Zealand. It's sort of a romantic queer story about these siblings looking for love in all the wrong places and their family. It's rare that something feels so fresh and so new, and I can't wait to read more from Rebecca. It's unreal. So my new novel, Things Will Calm Down Soon, was the toughest of my novels that I've written. It's fiction, but it's certainly based on a lot of experience that I went through as a founder of a business and all of the things I learned on that journey. So it was catharsis in one sense, but also like a bit of aversion therapy as well. If you want to learn some things about business, you will, but if you just want a good entertaining read, also enjoy that. Thank you for listening to me talk about books, which I could do all day. I hope you try some of these books and enjoy them. I think book recommendations just save everybody so much time, and I love one, so I hope that these work for you. Thanks for listening.